The Blue Jays play another amazing game against obviously a very good Boston Red Sox ball club. However, they come up just short as they lose 5-4 to the Red Sox. Brandon Workman had to throw a season high of over 45 pitches, or it was 44 pitches, something along those lines. Insane in the 8th and the 9th inning. The Blue Jays had a runner at second base with 2 out, and Randall Grichuk strikes out to end the ball game. And that was kind of the story of the game. The Blue Jays went 1 for 9 with hitting in runners in scoring position. You're just not going to win many ball games that way. And the one hit was a little chop up the middle by Lourdes Gurriel to cut the deficit to 5-4 there in that 9th inning. The previous batter to Randall Grichuk. And this game was very entertaining. It was back and forth, hard fought. You know, Aaron Sanchez becomes the first Blue Jay ever to lose 10 straight decisions. And to be totally honest, I didn't think he was all that terrible today. I mean, look, he wasn't great. His ERA jumped a little bit more. He went 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 4 strikeouts, but he walked one guy. Now, of course, the way his season's going, that one walk came around to score, and that was the first run of the ball game, but he did make some pretty good pitches. I mean, you know, look, he did have some rough innings. Yes. He did give up a solo shot to Rafael Devers, but you got to realize that shot to Devers was it was not even a strike on the outer half of the plate. Not a lot of people are going to hit that the other way out of the ballpark. And he did. You know, there was a couple, you know, Xander Bogaerts had a weird single, or I guess double up the middle where he just reached for it. Didn't really get much on it. You know, things happen like that. And I thought Aaron Sanchez wasn't bad today. He was throwing strikes. And it's really positive to see that from him. Now, is it still anything good? And not really. He gave up 4 runs over 5 innings. It's still not very good, no matter who you're facing. If you're facing Kansas City, whether you're facing Baltimore, whether you're facing the Yankees or the Red Sox, it does not matter. You give up 4 runs or 5 runs in a 4 or 5 inning span, you're not playing a good ball game. And he gave up 8 hits over those 5 innings, so not very good. But it kept the team in it. You know what I mean? Like, it was a 1-0 ball game. Brock Holt had an RBI, a single in the second inning to give them the 1-0 lead, bringing home Benintendi, who had the walk. And then in the top of the 3rd inning, Teoscar Hernandez. And I don't know, you know, there's something about Teoscar in Fenway Park where he just loves to hit there. And he just loves to play there in general. We'll get to why in a second here. Because he, on the very first pitch of the inning, just belts a ball to deep straightaway center, and it's gone, and we're tied at 1. His 10th home run of the year. Great to see Teoscar Hernandez. He had a home run yesterday, got a home run there early in the ball game today to tie up the game. Now, in the next half inning, Rafael Devers, like we talked about, the home run in that inning. Then in the bottom of the 4th inning, Rafael Devers again, a 2-run double. You know what I mean? It brings on Vasquez and Mookie Betts, making a 4-1 Red Sox lead. Now, at that point in time, it's the 4th inning. The offense really hasn't done anywhere. The only hit they got to, up until that point, I think, was just Teoscar Hernandez's solo shot. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. Teoscar up again, and he gets a 1-1 pitch and crushes it to left field, and it's over I guess it was in the seats, in the Green Monster. 2nd home run of the ball game for Teoscar Hernandez, and the Jays cut the lead deficit down to 4-2 now. I mean, to see Teoscar Hernandez go out there and crush a couple home runs, it's awesome to see. And then in the latter half innings, did you see that play by Teoscar? It was an amazing play. Nick Kingham was jacked up in his inning there. I think it was the 6th he did that. It was a ball hit off the wall. I don't know who hit it. I want to see who that was in the 6th inning. So it was Vasquez, Christian Vasquez, tries to stretch it into a double, but Teoscar Hernandez reads it very well off the bat that he's not going to make the play. And what was his problem last year in left field, everybody? We hated him in left field because he looked like he didn't belong out there. But this play in center, he looks really comfortable making it. And it was off the wall. And he played it off the wall, on the bounce, right into the chest, right into his throw, and he threw a seed right to second base, and what a tag by Kevin Biggio. He got the ball, and look, as a second baseman myself, you gotta slap that tag down. And that's exactly what he did. He grabbed and went bang, right down on the leg of Christian Vasquez to get him out. Kingham is fired up. You see Hernandez is fired up. Amazing job by Teoscar and Kevin Biggio on an amazing relay there. I mean, in the end, you're still down 4-2, and you're not doing too well. But you got to credit Teoscar Hernandez, guys. Look, he's been struggling all year with the bat. He started the year doing what he used to do. It was awful. Got sent down. They changed some things, lowering his hands. And we're like, okay, well, what's he going to look like now? He had an all right start since he got back from that, but then he went on an abysmal stretch. And then he was hitting a 200 on the dot going into today's ball game. Now, ideally, I think he changed it up where he brought the hands back up. Again, I think he did the last few games he's done that. And for Teoscar Hernandez, he had a couple home runs today. He hit 3 home runs in 2 games. You're not going to hear me complain whatsoever. And plus, he made a great defensive play, so you can't complain at all. And that made it 4-2. Top of the 8th inning, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. on the very first pitch. Oh, I think it's from Taylor, I think it was. The lefty out of the bullpen. And Lourdes Gurriel Jr. absolutely plastered it. I think it ended up leaving the Green Monster, going over the Green Monster. And it was gone, cutting the deficit down to 4-3. But the problem with the Blue Jays, guys, in these latter innings, they just could not get a clutch hit. They just couldn't do it. You go to the top of the 7th. I'm going backwards a little bit here because I wanted to say, yeah, they've made it 4-3, but they could have made it a lot better. In the top of the 7th, Kevin Biggio walked. Then Smokey hit a hard-hit ground ball to Devers. He tried to backhand it off the glove and into left field for a bit. It was on an error by Rafael Devers, but both runners move up. You have 2 on and nobody out here. And in that moment, I'm like, that's your moment. That's that moment in that game where you have an opportunity to tie, take the lead, build on it, whatever. And they just couldn't do it. Freddie Galvis flied out to make it 1-out. They bring in Barnes. Then Teoscar Hernandez has an amazing at-bat again. He walks. The bases are now loaded for Danny Jansen to pinch hit. And when you're coming off the bench cold and you got to face 98 out of the bullpen, good luck. And Matt Barnes just pumped fastballs past Danny Jansen for 2 out. And then Eric Sogard battled, but then ended up chasing a curveball in the dirt to end the inning. You had bases loaded, 1 out in a 2-run ball game, and you couldn't get anything out of it. And then, in the 8th inning, you get the solo shot from Lourdes Gurriel Jr. That was great. And then Randall Grichuk was hit by a pitch. You know what I mean? And then Biggio walked. There's 2 on now with only 1 out. You have another opportunity to cash it in and tie the game. They bring in the closer, Brandon Workman, to get the 5-out save. Strikeout for Justin Smoke. I didn't agree with the strikeout call, but he also missed a strike on the play, so be it. And then Freddie Galvis strikes out on the curveball in the dirt to end the inning. You have your opportunities. They just could not capitalize. And then you go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Look, I know it was a 2-out situation and it was do or die and whatnot, but with Randall Grichuk up, you know what I mean? With a runner at second, the tying run in scoring position, he strikes out again. You know what I mean? When you can't get clutch hits like that, you're not going to win many ball games. And look, I give the Red Sox credit for pitching a pretty damn good ball game. Eduardo Rodriguez was fantastic. Brandon Workman, after pitching an absolute ton in those 2 innings, found a way to get the 5-out save. He threw, 40-odd pitches? Let me see if I can find that here. Batter's face, no, pitches. Workman threw 45 pitches. That is insane. But nonetheless, if you're looking at it from a Blue Jays fan standpoint, you got to look at this game and say, man, we lost a 10-8 ball game in game 1. We were down 10-4, clawed back and made it 10-8. We won 10-4 in game 2, and we never quit on this game today. And you just barely lost 5-4. And you got to remember that these 2 teams you've played coming right out of the All-Star break are damn good ball teams. And yeah, you lost series against the Yankees, but the worst game you played was you lost 4-0. That was in the first game. And in this series, the first game was the worst one. Yeah, you only lost 10-8. You only lost by 2. The Blue Jays, what I've learned, fight, they claw, they do not quit. And I'm loving it. All right, offensively, what we see today from the Blue Jays. Well, Eric Sogard went 0 for 4 with a couple strikeouts. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr., guys, continues to struggle. He was 0 for 5 in the ball game today. Did not get on once. Had a couple opportunities to get a couple clutch hits. Did not do it, including in the bottom of the 9th inning, but ends up flying out to Mookie Betts. But Lourdes Gurriel Jr., after the great game he had yesterday, continued that into today. Goes 2 for 5 with a couple RBIs. Obviously, the home run that he had, and he scored a run as well on the home run, of course. And Smokey went 1 for 4, and Teoscar Hernandez had a day. He was 2 for 2, had 3 runs scored, couple RBIs on obviously the 2 home runs that he had, and he walked twice. Teoscar Hernandez did not get out today, raising his batting average 7 points to 207. Again, still not great, but a very, very positive step for Teoscar Hernandez there today. And we talk about Aaron Sanchez's line, and Nick Kingham, a guy that it was terrible with Pittsburgh. An ERA in the 9s, near 10. It was awful. But as a Blue Jay, with the 2 innings today that he pitched, a 4-hit, no-run ball, walked 1, and it got a strikeout, his ERA as a Blue Jay is 3.5. I mean, that's serviceable. So I'm liking what we're seeing from Nick Kingham. And Ken Giles, great to see him out there, but goes in and gives up 2 hits, walks 1, and gives up a run. And you look back at it now, it's the game-winning run. So it hurts even more to see Ken Giles back in there and giving up a run. But it's good to see him back out there nonetheless, because maybe it's a whole trade value thing. I don't know. Excuse me. The finale of the series, though, against the Red Sox goes tomorrow afternoon to 1:05 first pitch at Fenway. And as of right here, it looks like I got Thomas Pannone and Chris Sale. I didn't know Thomas Pannone was even brought up yet. I could be wrong. I thought it would be Sean Reed Foley, but again, could be wrong. Nonetheless, Chris Sale is going to be going up against the Blue Jays. There's an afternoon matinee there tomorrow afternoon, 1:05 first pitch at Fenway. All right, quickly, we're going to hit up the minor leagues, and we're going to obviously start with the Buffalo Bisons and Bo Bichette. I mean, you all heard the comments he had yesterday, and we're all like, man, he had a lot of words to say, but we learned after the ball game today that it was not just a competitive side of him. No, nothing going on. He talked to Kevin Biggio about all these things, blah, blah, blah. Oh, he's fine. No problems there. But if there was any scrutiny, anything in his mind, nothing happened in the game today for Bo Bichette to say that, it got to him. He went 2 for 4, 3 RBIs, scored a couple runs, and he had 2 dingers. 1 to the opposite field and 1 to dead center. The kid's ready. He's hitting .309 on the year. And by the way, if you guys watched Sportsnet Central right after the ball game, they showed the little highlight pack of him. Did you see that defensive play? He was playing shortstop, and it was on a weird hop, and he ended up barehanding and threw a gun right to first. Beautiful play by Bo Bichette. I can't wait to watch this kid play. Now, and I love the way Charlie Montoyo said it. He's like, you know what? Hey, he's amazing talent. When he comes up here, we're going to make room for him. And you have to. Whatever the case may be. It's going to be interesting to see what they have to do. Maybe Freddie and Sogard are going to be outfield partners. Who the heck knows? But Bo Bichette deserves to be up here soon. And like I said in the last video, I personally believe he'll be up here in the Cleveland series at Rogers Center after the Tiger series that we're about to start after tomorrow. That's my opinion on that. Richard Urania went 2 for 4 with a run scored in the ballgame. He's in 263. Attaboy, Richie. On the mound, TJ Zook, he had a rough one. He had 4 2/3, 7 hits, 4 runs. He walked 5 and struck out 4. ERA of 4.73, and obviously very minimal starts there in AAA Buffalo. But it's okay. He hasn't pitched all year, so it's kind of a weird spot that he's in right now. And my boy Zach Jackson went an inning, didn't give up a hit, walked 3. We got a strikeout and didn't allow a run, so that scoreless inning streak for him continues as the ERA drops to 2.66. All right, down to the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, and Forrest Wall had a pretty good ball game. He's been swinging the bat well lately. He was 2 for 4 with a couple of runs scored in that game there today for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. Not a lot of positive offensively, though, for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. They had a rough one, and of course my page is not going to load here. That's fantastic. I know my boy Yenzi Diaz, though, had a really rough ball game. That's what I do know for sure. He got roughed up. I think he threw like 4 innings. He gave up like 8 runs or something like that. 4 and a third, 4 hits, 8 runs, 6 earned. He walked 6. Not a good day for Yenzi Diaz. ERA jumped to 3.97, so not a very good one for him. Any other good offensively? Logan Warmoth went 1 for 2 with a run scored, walked twice. Good to see that for him. Other than that, though, not a whole lot down there for New Hampshire. Down to Dunedin real quickly, and that loaded quicker. Cal Stevenson went 1 for 2 with an RBI and a walk, hitting .280 on the year for Dunedin, a guy that I think almost certainly we're going to be seeing at AA New Hampshire next year. Can't wait to see that kid continue to grow. And Demior Lemoye, have a day, kid. Went 3 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. He's hitting .234 in the year. Remember when this guy was hitting in the 180s? He's really taking strides. Is Demior Lemoye. Really good things there. And Kevin Vicuna went 2 for 2 with a walk, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. He's hitting .252 on the year. Again, another guy that you could possibly see get the call up to Double A New Hampshire next season. And my boy Maximo Castillo, the youngin' there in Dunedin, went 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, only 1 was earned. He walked forward, he struck out 5, dropped his ERA 7 points. This kid is 21 years old at high A ball, and he's got an ERA of 3.09. This kid is gonna be good. I like him, and he's a guy that I can see being at Double A New Hampshire next year. But that's just my opinion. All right, we'll go down quickly to the Lansing Lugnuts here, where it looks like they lost 3-2 today. They did lose 3-2, and Griffin Conine went 1 for 5 in the ballgame. So not a great one for him. Gabriel Moreno did not play in the game, and Lopez, I forgot the kid's name. Lopez, the leadoff guy, usually he didn't play either. So kind of one of those. Take everyone out have everyone have the day off kind of thing. And on the mound, Sean Weimer. We've been talking about him a little bit more lately because he was a draftee of the Jays last season, and he's had a really rough start to the year for quite some time actually. But I'd say over his last 3 outings or so, he's looked really good. And today is another one of those games. He went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs. 1 was earned, however, walked 1, and struck out 4. Dropped his ERA 23 points. Guys, remember when it was in the 7s for this kid? It's now 5.76. Again, still not very good, but progression. And that's all you got to say from a guy like Sean Weimer. Is he going to be anything for this team in the future? I got no idea. I have no clue what he's going to look like moving forward, guys. But where was I here? I was going to talk about somebody here. I forgot which team it was for. That Sloninger kid. I think it was for Vancouver. They won 4-0 yesterday. I think it was in this game, right? Nope. I'm thinking about the wrong teams. Maybe it was in Lansing. Maybe it was in Bluefield. I think it was in Bluefield, actually, now that I think about it. They played today, and they lost 9-4. However, offensively, things looked pretty good. You look at Miguel Geraldo, went 1 for 3 in the ballgame. He's in 313 on the year. Leonardo Jimenez had a rough one, though. He was 0 for 4, still hitting .299 on the season. And here he is, the catcher that the Jays drafted this season, Ryan Sloninger, I think that's how you pronounce his name, from Penn State. Pretty damn cool there. And he's a 97 kid, so he's not a very young guy. But he went 3 for 4 with an RBI and a run score today. The guy's hitting .455. Now, I mean, ideally it's in very, very minimal games, right? It's obviously in very, very minimal ball games. But to see him tearing it up the way he is right now, it is awesome to see for Ryan Sloninger and down in Bluefield. And on the mound, I don't think there's anybody. No, nobody really care about. Sorry about that if you're down there and pitching in. I don't care about you because I don't know you yet. All right. So the finale, like we talked about, of the series against the Boston Red Sox, flip them all the way back up to the big leagues, like we talked about, is tomorrow afternoon at Fenway. They wrap up the 4-game set against the Boston Red Sox. I think it is. Yeah. And you look for the split. And you know what? I'll take a split in Fenway. And good news, Jays fans. This is the last time we're going there this year. Good stuff. All right, so guys, the finale, like I said, is tomorrow afternoon. As of right now, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like Thomas Pannone and Chris Sale. I'm kind of hoping it's Sean Reed-Foley. Maybe Charlie's already said though it's Thomas Pannone, and if that's the case, whatever. Then it's Thomas Pannone, Chris Sale, 105 first pitch at Fenway. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed the video. And you guys enjoyed the ball game overall. It was pretty entertaining. Smack that like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What you guys think of the ball game? What you think of the Blue Jays? What you think of Aaron Sanchez? What were your thoughts on Teoscar Hernandez? At an all-around game, because he scored all 3 runs, or 3 of the 4 runs for the Blue. Hold on. 3 of the 4 runs for the Blue Jays. Other than the solo shot by Lourdes Gurriel Jr., he scored all the other runs. So he had a great ball game to Teoscar Hernandez. What were your thoughts on him? And your thoughts on Nick Kingham? Your thoughts on Ken Giles today? I want to hear everything you guys want to talk about when it comes to this team. And, comment down below. Hit the like button, subscribe button, all that crazy. I don't even know if I said it already. It's been a long video. But, guys, check out Mo Buckets on Twitter, Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. I will be on his podcast there tomorrow. It's gonna be a little. We're recording at 4:30, so I don't know when I'll end up uploading the podcast. But guys, go check it out on Blue Jays Wave if you have not done so already. If you have not seen Teoscar Hernandez's 2 home runs, go check it on Blue Jays Wave as well. Again, awesome content, great guy. Post the highlights when you need to see it. It's awesome to see. All right, so guys, Twitter is down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Blue Jays edition in the finale tomorrow. It's going to be a late afternoon video, probably right around when we're doing the podcast. with Blue Jays wave. But guys, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Thomas Pannone, Chris Sale on the mound for the Red Sox and Blue Jays there tomorrow afternoon. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you guys then.